And we are back again. Hello, everybody. It's our Monday night chat. Ron, are you spooning with me right now? Is that what you're doing?
You know it, baby. You know it. I'll be with you in a minute. Go ahead and mute me for a second.
All right. So we're gonna. Oh wait, how do I do that? Here we go. All right. So Ron's gonna be muted right now. We're gonna set him on a small table right now while we get things going. So. I think we should do the show like this. So it's like Ron's like a little side. He's in the sidecar. You know, the motorcycles there with the sidecar. Yeah, yeah. You just keep talking. I can hear you. Fine. Yeah, keep going. So, well, what are you ready yet? No?
I love you, Davey. No, I'm responding back. So,
all right, Ron's busy with somebody else right now, so we're gonna put him off to the side, and we're gonna ask me a few questions. Here's what we're gonna do, and then see if Ron can get those answers correct. What's going on there, Appa Chatter and Turbo? Good to see everybody here coming on tonight for a little Monday night chat, just seeing how it's going with everybody after a crazy night. And I'm hoping we don't have too many more of those crazy nights. That the last couple of nights I've been sitting up just watching the videos roll in, and it's been very sad, very, very sad that this is going on. And if there's any good to come out of that, we're realizing that it is staged. It is set up. All these things have been planned by these groups, and we need to ferret out these groups that are doing this right now, because it's not good for the country what's going on. Michael's going on. Yeah, Ron is in the sidecar. Yep, that's what it is. As we get going on tonight, and Ron's got the spoon going. Boy, that thing is moving fast tonight. Dude, what's up with that? He is going to town. I think he's writing that novel he already talked about. He's always talking about writing. He is. And Mark, good to see you, buddy, as we get going up here tonight. Boy, I tell you, since the good weather came, I have not really been on the computer. I have not really done much streaming. I've been finding myself to just kind of having just finding things to do during the day outside, walking the dog, cutting the grass, things like that. And then I'm gaming at night, like after the show, I'll play a game or something, but I just haven't streamed anything. I've just been enjoying playing up on the table upstairs, and I played a couple games of Shootout last night, and that was so fun. 83-84 hockey season I was playing. Tried to get the APA going. Tried to get the APA hockey going last night, and I stumbled right out of the gate. Just no clue what I was doing. I'm reading the instructions, and I couldn't find in the instructions to figure out what to do, is what I'm trying to say. It's like, okay, defense. What is defense? There's nothing that says defense on the card. So obviously I have to look for a specific word on the card. And Mike's here and here. So yeah, it got very frustrating when you're looking for defense, and I didn't see defense anywhere.
He's boxed me in, hasn't he?
Oh, are you done yet? Are you done?
I'm almost done, but I can at least contribute now.
Okay. So
when I get a response, I'll mute myself.
So yeah, so I kind of bailed out on the APA hockey for right now. I'll give that a go at some point. Yeah, but it's one of these things where it's not easy. I purposely went in cold to this game. Purposely went in cold, reading the few directions, and it said, now you're ready for the face-off. So I set up the face-off, and I dropped the puck, and I figured who won the face-off, and I rolled the first set of dice, and that was it. That's where the game ended for me. There was nowhere to go from there. I read and I looked, and it's like, well, I'm going to have to go watch somebody play this and explain it, because it's not making any sense for me. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I know Dave S. chimed in on Facebook. He's got some great YouTube videos, but it sucks. You have to sit and watch a video to figure out how to play a game. I should be able to read the instructions.
I think for something as mainstream as APA that you should be. It's not like it's a homebrew, but a lot of APA's stuff actually came from a homebrew.
Yeah, the baseball, what I liked about the baseball is it spelled it out. It's like you rolled the dice, you got a number, and you went to the chart and looked at the chart, and it said single to left. Simple as that, right? The hockey's like, check the defensive rating. I could not find the defensive rating. Okay, I'll do without the defensive rating. I'll go on to check the physical number, and then there was an X and an asterisk, and I'm like, way too many symbols on the first roll of the game. I just packed it up. No, I've rolled once after the face off, and I got nowhere. And I'm just like, yeah, no, this is Either the directions didn't spell it out, or I'm missing something, or I just don't get it. Because the baseball clicked. The app of baseball clicked, and I got it. And I got through some games without some difficulty. Didn't even really need to watch a heck of a lot of videos on that. The hockey, I mean, they have all these categories. Why wouldn't you put defense? Why wouldn't you put this is defense? So, I don't know. Anyway, matchup hockey. I've been playing that for a couple of weeks. I played it back when it first came out. And honestly, matchup hockey has gone way too deep for me. And I told ID that. Hi, Dave. Oh, where's Dave here? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. We're just doing a little Monday night chat. Well, you know something, Dave? That cheesesteak, the bomb we had yesterday, holy cow. I didn't eat till like this morning, and I had a couple English muffins. That thing filled me up. When do we eat that? 1:30 in the afternoon. That's all I had the rest of the day. Seriously, I had some decaf coffee last night while I was playing a game. And then this morning, I wasn't even hungry this morning. I was like, man, that thing had just filled me up. And so, yeah, that was really good. Yeah, it is funny. It's funny that thing filled me up, and I had some English muffins, and then this afternoon I had a fluffernutter. That's what I had. And then we had a nice meal tonight for dinner. But hi, Bill. Getting back to the hockey game, though. Yes, it was awesome. Yes, it was. I'm definitely going to try to find that place.
It's rained here. I don't think we've gotten above. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 53 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Tonight, expect a low of 44 degrees.
Yeah, Sharon ate.
Good Monday.
I have.
Sharon ate the whole thing too, Dave. And she cut it in half, and she had half. And then you left. She's like, you know something? I'm going to eat the other half. She did.
Was
She
this
chopped
the
the
steak
whole
bomb?
The steak bomb was unbelievable. It was, I mean, I ate the whole thing. I didn't even question it. I was like, I ate the whole thing. Just ate the whole thing.
This is the coldest June 1st I can ever remember.
It got cold last night because I was upstairs playing shootout hockey last night, and I was like, man, it got cold in here. So I closed the thing on the deck, and that was that. But okay. So getting back all the way back to the matchup hockey that we were talking about. I've been talking to ID about that, and I told him, I said, it's kind of gone off the rails for me. Is that it's really a deep game. It's a long game. And for me, it's now turned into a complex, complicated game. I'm just a regular basic type of player. And when I got to start remembering all these different things, and I'm rolling 250 times in a game, that's too much for me. So he sent me some basic instructions, and I looked at them, and I'm going to try to work with them. I might even come up with a couple of ideas to make it really basic, because the initial game itself was fun. You roll the dice, you look at who won the matchup, and then you roll on the chart to see what happens. Either nothing, penalty, a shot. That was great. It was fantastic. I liked it. And then everybody got involved, and it got deep, and that's what people wanted. It's just not what I wanted. So I'm working on a basic version.
I was watching some of it today. He was playing a period between the Rangers and the Blackhawks, was it? And it sounds like he's done the ideal computer game in a card and dice thing. That would be something that you could take to a programmer and say, okay, do all these steps.
Right. Yeah.
And say, and then go, oh, okay. And it certainly would be something that can be done quicker and done kind of behind the scenes, or in a way that it could show you how it works, as opposed to you actually having to physically do it. So you get all the immersion of what he's trying to do without actually having to do the work. And hey, that vintage Habs team won a cup. And it wasn't a Jock Cup either. You know, it was Lord Stanley. It was part of our down and a half there, Dave, that we watched the VHS highlights of.
There you go. Let me see. I played a couple games of Hockey Blast. I'm warming up to it. I played last week, and it made a lot of sense. And then I played a couple games this week, and I kind of struggled through it again. I don't know what happens when I stumble on a few things. I stumble on some things in that game. All in all, it's okay. I actually, I'm getting through it, and I'm getting some results. Like I played Hartford Buffalo from 84, 85, and they were medium teams at best. So when you're not playing a great team, you don't have a lot of symbols on the cards. It really cuts down on the scoring chances. But I found that, I'm rolling a lot of like instant scoring chances off the face-off in Hockey Blast. And that's where you get your scoring chances from. And Barrasso was 4 stars. It's hard to beat a 4-star goalie, but
he was really good. That was his rookie year too.
I had this one guy, defenseman. I don't even know his name, and he played for I don't know if it was Hartford or if it was Buffalo, one of the 2 teams. And he had like a scissors rating. He was terrible, and he got 2 goals for me in the game in Hockey Blast. I needed a 1-5 to score a goal. And I got a 1-5 to score a goal. I was like, amazing. I was like, holy crap! What are the chances of rolling a 1-5? And I scored the goal on Barrasso. But
Barrasso's rookie year, he was fantastic. He was he was a good goalie throughout his time, but he was something really special when he came into the NHL.
Yeah, Barrasso's from around me. He's over here in Acton, Boxborough.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a local guy. In fact, one of my good friends in high school, his brother was a couple years older than me. He played hockey, and he said he played against Barrasso's team, and it's just like, he goes, Barrasso's just too good.
Oh gosh, that must have been a virtual men amongst the boys at that point. Barrasso was pretty young when he broke into the NHL.
It was probably 82, 83 that he played against him. He goes, we would throw the puck in the zone. Barrasso would go get the puck and throw it back out. He says we just couldn't beat him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just you dumped it in, he got it, and just he threw it out of his own. And then Barrasso went right into the NHL early, with Buffalo, and then he went to Pittsburgh, right?
He won a cup with Pittsburgh, didn't he?
Yeah, he was fantastic. Yeah,
Mike likes the action PC hockey game. I had fun doing that the other night, the 666 subscriber thing.
Yeah,
I did with the Devils. You and I talked about that, and the Devils just can't score. And so that was fun. I'm not sure Barrasso went to college, Mark. I think he just drafted right out of high school.
He might have. He was young. Yeah. If he was 18 playing against my buddy, he might have went right up.
What am I doing, Sharon? I'm talking to your husband. What does she think I'm doing?
I don't know. She's in a lot of pain still. So.
But Hockey
Blast. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I played the Hockey Blasts and I had a hard time with it, but I went back and then it somehow it just clicked. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't ready for it at the time, but
it depends on just a different mindset. You go through it, and I think the game was pitched to you as something you'd absolutely love. And I think so when you opened it up, you were given the expectations that you were going to get the perfect ham and pineapple pizza.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And so when that flicking, I was actually chatting with a friend on Facebook. And so Dave, because Dave can actually hear me when I press keys. That's still right. You hear it when I use my keyboard, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just easier if I mute. And so when he was giving me a hard time like that, I was just giving him a hard time back, because that's the type of friendship I have with your butthead husband.
Yeah, I mean, so as far as IDs, if you scale the peg, people like it, so don't change it. Don't change it for me. I mean, if you guys are liking it, great. For me, it's too long of a game with too many things to remember, and that's why I'm not I've kind of jumped off the wagon with that. And you guys take it and run. Really, I'm fine with it. I'll play the basic. I'll boil it down to something I like, because the core of the game is fantastic. The core of the game is great, and I've loved it since I started playing it. But when we add it on, it's kind of like, hey, would you like a salad? We have Italian, we have Russian, we have French, we have blue, we have house, we have, and then it's like, no, just give me a salad. That's what I want, a salad.
Salad, you know what I mean? House there.
Yeah, I don't. And so if you guys like it, you guys do you, and I'm gonna try to find something that works for me. Let's see, Action PC is really fun. I'm not sure what you're looking for in a PC game. The only other one really is the 4th Street software, which I wasn't a big fan of. I should get the demo and try it, but
I don't know where you made any decisions in that
No,
game.
you just kind of clicked and watched, and even in the Strat Hockey, if you like Strat Hockey, the Strat PC game is the Strat Hockey on a PC game. It's You're doing a lot of watching, but you get decisions to make as much decisions as you make in the regular game.
And in the crease, Dave has the perfect name for it. It's whack-a-mole. And sometimes you just want a whack-a-mole game and you get to press the button so it keeps track. But again, to me, there didn't seem to be, although it's a well-designed game, you don't make any decisions except for changing the lines. And so
last port.
Oh, that's where Mark's from.
Oh, nice. There's no update. I was supposed to have my procedure in 9 days, and that's
so. Is it going to be? Are they going to burn or are they going to freeze when they do it? Because I've now heard it said twice. I'd rather be frozen than burnt.
I don't know what they do. I guess there's a couple of nerves or a couple of arteries, and they gotta get rid of one of them, and so they burn it shut, maybe, so the heart doesn't have that.
Cauterize it, like I need to have done to my eyes as a diabetic, because when you make extra blood sugar, it does something. Oh, Steve, that sounds good. Mini tater tots and a homemade burger.
Yeah, nice.
Your body continues to make extra stuff. And so that's why I got to go to the eye doctor and get my eyes cauterized, because I've been a diabetic for nearly 20 years. And they do is it just makes extra blood vessels.
Oh, really?
And so that's what they're going to do eventually for that. But, and Sharon says burn, is that they cauterize the vessels so they don't bleed and they burst.
I see.
So that's how you lose your vision. So. Isn't that a happy topic?
Yeah, supposedly it's pretty safe. We'll find out.
But it is. I mean, it's kind the things that you kind of sit there and go. I mean, the whole thing about what we're gonna open up your leg and we're gonna stick this balloon up. I mean, for stents and stuff. I mean, that's all new. I mean, they don't really want to do like bypass surgeries now. Me, type 2. I gotta find it. My wife found a picture yesterday of me at 24 years old. And I weigh over 200 pounds, and I've got a full head of hair and a full beard and mustache. And so I showed the person this morning that got me up, and she said, "Oh, I got to see it," because she's 24. And so she said, "I got to see what you look like." It's like, you look nothing like that now. Like, no, but you understand, 24 was. I'm 49 in November. That's 25 years ago. Sexy. No, it wasn't sexy. Speaking of cute,
I can imagine you with the beard and the afro going on, and
and so when my night kid looked at it, he said, "You had a perm." I said, "No, I've never permed my hair. I have the Art Garfunkel hair."
You probably look like a 70s pitcher.
Yeah, exactly is what I did. They weren't tight.
Or a basketball player, like a Bill Laimbeer or somebody like that.
I'm going to say the inappropriate, politically incorrect thing is I had a Jufro going.
Oh, there you go.
You remember those?
Yeah, now that you mention it.
I know, Sharon, it's in the other room, and if I walked out to get that other picture, then my life has been a lie. My wife would never forgive me if she saw me standing up and using my hands. So I'll remember to put it by the bed, and the next time we do one of these. Uncle Ron and Queen Elsa. Yep. Let it go. Just let it go.
Make that your profile picture. That'd be great.
I might scan it in. It's scary. I mean, you remember Dan Haggerty, Grizzly Adams?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The beard was that.
That was a great show. I like that. That was a good show. So we had cooked up some fish, frozen fish stick patties things. Not the sticks, but they were like the school lunch fish. Had that tonight.
Did Sharon put on the hairnet and fulfill that fantasy for you there, Davey?
Oh, I know. It's like, give me more fish sticks. Oh, and then we had some corn and some potato salad, but it was really good tonight. Although, holy cow, so this afternoon for lunch, right? I haven't been hungry since I really had that steak bomb yesterday afternoon. So this afternoon, I was like, I'm kind of hungry. I have a little sandwich. I walked the dog, and I was like, okay, I'm hungry. So I went to make a fluffernutter, which is peanut butter and fluff.
I know what
the marshmallow
is.
Okay, right. And so holy cow. We have this place up here. It's called Teddy Bear Peanut Butter. Okay.
I've had it. Yeah.
Teddy bear peanut butter. It's a little north, like a couple cities north of Boston. It's in a city called Everett, and they make a really good peanut butter. But the thing is that the oil separates at the top, so you got to stir it up to get that consistency going, right? So I'm in there and I pull it out and I put the fluff on the sandwich and I take out the teddy bear peanut butter. I'm like, wow, this is really chunky and it's really not mixing well. And I'm like, well, I'll go with it. So I make the sandwich and I right, and it's like, seems okay. And I looked at the jar and it expired like in October of 2019.
Oh,
And I was like, well, it's not terrible for peanut butter. But I said, no wonder why I couldn't get it to all mix together and get creamy again. So I was just like, yeah. So I threw the sandwich out and I threw the peanut butter out, and I ended up pulling out a fresh thing of Jif, because choosy butters choose Jif. And I had a Jif peanut butter sandwich with my marshmallow fluff. So
I miss fluffy nutters. And you know, you got to explain it to people outside New England.
Yeah.
I never would have, you know, you'd have thought that fluff.
Yeah.
Ubiquitous.
Yeah, no, that is fantastic. It's a nice fluffy marshmallow. It really is.
Yeah.
IDs in here. We were talking a little bit about matchup hockey a few minutes ago. It is hard to watch the news. Yeah, I've been watching the last couple of nights and I actually had to turn it off. If it doesn't stop soon, I'm really worried about what's going to happen in this country. I mean, enough is enough. It really is. Enough is enough. Lamb is your new steak. Yeah.
I don't like lamb.
Lamb's okay. Lamb's okay.
It's hot. If it starts to cool, the aftertaste gets to me. My wife loves it.
You know what my grandmother used to make? She would take like some pieces of lamb, right, and put it in tin foil with either tomato sauce, and she would fold it up in the tin foil
like
with lamb and tomato sauce, and she'd stick it in the oven and cook it. And when it come out, holy cow! Whatever that tomato sauce did, or tomato soup was something like tomato paste, one of those things.
It's tomato-based product, yeah.
It was it might even been a Campbell's thing. She just poured a little bit in and then cooked it. It was like, wow. It was really, really unbelievable. Oh boy, we got a new book, Hockey Night Fever, Mullets, Mayhem, and Game in the 70s.
In the 1970s.
I thought Mullets were more 80s than 70s.
Late 80s, early 90s, but have you had venison?
Long time ago. Didn't care for it.
We the day that we moved from Burlington to Montpelier, from Montpelier to Burlington, so 22 years ago, this in a couple months. We had very little left in the house, and she said, "You want steak and eggs?" And I said, "Fine." And so she grabbed what she thought was steak, and it was venison. And that was the last time someone must have given it to us. It was okay, you know. I suppose if you went out in the field and hunted for it and got it, you'd like it a lot better than if someone just kind of handed it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it, but I
didn't hate it, but I didn't know. It's but one of those things. You're looking for steak and it's not steak.
Yeah. Digging Deep Golf. Ron and I bought it. You can't buy it anymore. I bought it. And Ron and myself actually I don't think we played it online, but we just
spent a night playing it.
We spent a night going over it and rolling dice and looking at charts. And boy, it was so close to being a really good game.
He like with most of Rob's games, it was 80% finished, and he just made everything and didn't. That's another story. But you know, I hope he's feeling better.
It was hey, what's going on? Good to see you,
Philip.
So Digging Deep Golf, how that played was what I really liked about it is you could roll for just the round score. Okay, so it's like, you know, you roll and he shot a 70 for the day, 2 under par. Done. Or you could roll hole by hole, which was kind of fun too. So you could say, roll, okay, he birdied this hole, he parred that hole, he bogeyed the hole, just by rolling the dice. And that was fun too. And then you could go shot by shot. So it had all the elements that I was looking for, because sometimes you want to do and you do the shot by shot. Problem is that as I ended up doing a round of each, Okay, I don't know if we took Tiger or who we took. I took a
Took
couple of
Tiger
golfers.
and a couple others around Sawgrass, right?
And we rolled we tried all 3 modes out, and 2 of the modes were pretty close, and one of the modes
Give you
was
folks something nice to look at, okay?
the cat.
Yeah.
I was right in the middle of a thought here.
To finish your thought.
So
You
2 of the
interrupt me all
modes,
the time.
2 of the modes were close. One of the modes was way off with all the golfers, and I forget which one it was. I don't know if it was the hole by hole, the shot by shot, but there was 2 of the modes were pretty close. Like when we got done, I was like, okay, I got a 72 and a 71, and the other one we shot like an 80 or a 60. It was I think the shot by shot was the one that
we had figured that it was possible in the shot by shot that you made could not get on a green, no matter how many times you tried to shoot. And
Yeah.
that just was never going to be realistic.
Yeah, that was the problem I had with the game, is that you if you kept rolling a bad shot, you would miss the green. And if you roll, and then you miss the green, and then you miss the green. And I mean, at some point, yeah, you must roll something to get on the green, but you would think that if you had shot 15 shots, if you're a professional golfer, you would chip on.
Yes.
And this game, you could theoretically keep chipping over the green all day long. And to a point where I ended up putting in a house rule that said if you've missed the green twice, your next shot, you would be on the green just far from the pin, just to get on the green. So it was so close to being a good game, and I had some fun with it, but
Did you try the hockey game? I know you got his hockey blast version of the hockey, but did you dig in deep or no?
no, I didn't buy Digging Deep Hockey because they were going out of business, and I almost did, but I bought the golf, and I thought that was pretty good. No, we weren't shooting wide 13 degrees. That was not the
Kind of
case.
like your hockey game, right?
But it's just if you rolled the dice and you got a bad roll, it would be like it'd be considered a bad shot, and you would be off the green by 10 yards.
Right.
But you could roll the dice and be off the green by 10 yards every single time you rolled. Am I doing opera again? Yeah, but I need to step away because I didn't like how it went last night. I purposely went in somewhat cold to the game. I was trying to figure out using the directions. You know, I played opera baseball, so I have an idea on how shots work and stuff. But boy, when I couldn't figure out I looked at the cards up and down, and nothing said defensive rating. Okay, if it was a different category, if I don't know if they had a checking category or whatever category. The best of my knowledge, I couldn't find in the instructions where it said my defensive rating for the player was, to the best of my knowledge. So that was my first thing, is I couldn't find a defensive rating for the player. Secondly, when I rolled again just to try to move the puck around in the game, the puck was won by Gretzky back to Coffee, and I rolled the dice, and it was a physical check. Check physical. If it's less than this, then star. And nowhere on the card did it say a physical rating. At least it didn't spell out physical. Why would you not have that on the
I
card?
always spell out physical Olivia Newton-John, but
Exactly. But I mean, so if one of the categories was your physical check, why in the frick would you not put it on the card? Why would you say physical check and then not have physical? Wouldn't you say check intimidation or check strength? Wouldn't you want chart to match card? Chart card, same? Why would you call it something different on the card and then in the chart? And I at that point I just went the book up, put it all away, and I pulled out Shootout Hogs. I said, if it's gonna be this ridiculous, this is gonna be a novel. I'm gonna have to take a college course to figure out this game. And I don't like games that defeat me right off the bat. If I can't at least get started in a game, that means I don't get it. It's just I don't get it. And there's some games that pick up right away. I get it. And it's okay. And there's other games I fight and I fight and I fight. And it's not fun when I fight how to learn your game. So give me a defensive rating. Give me a physical rating. Or at least in the instructions say, physical really means this on the card. We're just going to call it 2 different things to screw you up. So Dave gave up. I will go back at some point because I have it here and I owe it to the guy that sent it to me to play it again. But I have to walk away from right now. And that's going to be one of the topics coming up on one of our Digital to Dice shows is how do you learn how to play a new game? And so one of the ways was get on and bitch about it on Facebook until people come up and say, hey, I'll help you. And here's a couple of things to get you started. Because that's exactly one of the ways to learn how to play a new game.
Things I never thought I'd hear in 1990 for 500, Alex.
What?
Bitching about it on social media. No, but I hear you. I really do hear you.
What I liked about that is when I said, look, I'm frustrated with this game. I can't even get the first roll off the ground. I need to walk away. And people are like, okay, let's help you with this, Dave. And that's what you want. You want people to come in and say, okay, you're not getting it. Let's get you going. So we'll get going. So I imagine I'll get some stuff sent to me and at least, get you going. But it's too bad that you can't read the book and play the game, that you have to have somebody explain it to you. That usually says the game is a little too complex and it's more than I want out of a game. Tony, Ron brings up a lot of good points. I like my strat games. I like my strat baseball and I like my strat hockey. I really, really do. And I like the strat basketball too. But Ron made a good point because I started playing strat first. Maybe I'm used to that. But
I think that's pretty common, that whatever you get used to is going to be what you're comparing everything against it, whether or not that's a fair comparison or not. But I think the one thing that APBA tries to do, and I'm not sure, I've never played the soccer game or the hockey game, so I really can't answer this, is that those games need to be driven by fast action cards. And then and APBA's stubborn, I don't want to say stubbornness, but their insistence that everything is driven off of dice and charts. For a game that is fast moving like hockey, I could see where that would be really difficult.
Yeah, I do like the strat. You flip the card, it's 40 seconds. You see what happens. You look at the player card, tells you, and then flip another card, and boom, and it flows, and you just follow the cards along. What I liked about APBA Baseball, and I said this I think earlier on the show, I think, if not, I talked to Ron off air about it, was that you roll the dice, you get a number, you go to the chart, and it says single to left, or off the shortstop error, or fly ball left field, runners hold. The baseball, the chart tells you exactly what happened on the play. There's nothing. There's no confusion at all. You know what happened.
The beauty of APBA Baseball is that once you play it enough, is that you have the charts memorized, and so you roll the die, and with the bases empty, you don't even have to look at the charts. You know what those numbers are, and that gives you the flow that you're looking for. And there's other things, we don't want to get into a discussion of what's right and what's wrong about each game, but I just don't see that with a hockey game. I don't see that simplicity, and there's nothing wrong with being simple. There's absolutely not a blessed thing wrong with being simple.
Yep. No, I just I'm used to the strat way of life. The baseball and the hockey are very similar, and I can pick those up. And I was hoping the APBA hockey would be similar to the APBA baseball, which I like the APBA baseball. I can follow it along. I can play a game without a lot of issues. I can play through a game and I enjoy it. And the hockey just didn't do that. It's kind of its own animal, and it's almost a play-by-play type of situation. Not quite, but almost. And PJet jumps in here. Went to a sample play app on the site. I've watched the Dave S videos. He's probably the best on. I've watched some of Jester's videos. He does some APBA hockey too. And there's a couple other guys that played APBA hockey too. And it none of those videos got me dying to buy the game or play the game. But again, I played it. I tried to play it, and I was like, yeah, it just didn't click. Didn't even get off the ground, actually. So I'll need to go and, I'd like to get it off the ground and see if I can get it to flow. I really would. I mean, I have it here, and I got a couple of teams, and it looks like it might be kind of fun. But I even commented Dave S. I was watching his video last week about it, and he was playing, and he's like, roll the dice. It's a this. Go to the chart. Oh, it's a 13, but it's really an 8 because of the ODI. Now we check to see this guy here. Now we check this guy here for a block shot. And I'm like, wow, all of that needs to be done to resolve that play. And I said, Dave, this is my eyes are glazing over watching you play this.
And
so it's one of these things. Yeah. I might have to do that. Cause that's one thing I haven't done.
Amish Are you?
I haven't checked the prices. The prices weren't bad on eBay for some of the hockey stuff.
Not sure how popular it is. Sorry you need the cataract surgery, Amish, but thank you.
So I ended up dropping that, and I played a couple games of shootout hockey last night. Absolute blast. I played Buffalo, Minnesota, and Buffalo went up like 7-0, and then Minnesota scored 4 goals in the third to make it 7-4. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun. And then I did Wayne Gretzky. I did Edmonton versus Winnipeg, and I thought
There's some offense there, huh?
I thought the Oilers would wipe them out, and they kind of did. Winnipeg hung tough. I think they lost 5-2 or 6-3 or something like that. But Winnipeg hung tough. I got to say, Winnipeg hung tough in that game. It was kind of fun. Shootout hockey's so good. It really is. What's ID? He liked that. It seemed soulless. There wasn't much.
Yeah, and again, not to berate different games, there just doesn't seem to be a lot of decisions to be made.
Yeah, that was Dave. That was that played the 3 different. We were talking about that today. How we did Appa Strat, and that's the one I commented on when he went in to do the Appa period, and I was like, Dave, oh man, this game, and it had nothing to do with him, but just the game itself was just, oh man, if I gotta really do all this to play this game, it's like I'm going back to shootout. Yeah, I know people did some of that with the charts there, and that made the game easier. So,
by the way, have we hit 300 on Digital to Dice? We're close.
I gotta go check that out. There's a separate.
Mark Zarb is his name, PJet, and he really redid the game, and people loved his mods so much that Appa made them official. So I don't know which version of what season did you get when that was sent to you?
I have I think I got like the 84 Oilers and the 86 Penguins. That's what I was playing last night, and I have a few teams from 2015, Blackhawks.
I kind of wonder if you had the most recent.
Well, that's what I thought, and shootout is a fantastic. That's what I did last night. Is I said I can't go to bed mad at a game. I'm gonna go play some shootout. So I was wondering, because when I had the older cards, okay, I must have the wrong cards with the wrong book because I can't find anything here. And so I took out like the Blackhawks in 2015, and they didn't have a defensive rating, or at least nothing that specified defense and nothing that specified physical. Okay. Now they had a bunch of columns, they had checking and passing. And so, but nothing that spelled out what I was supposed to be looking for. And that's where I got tripped up, is that they called it something different. And why would you confuse people like that?
Yeah.
So,
no,
either I completely whiffed in this game and I missed something badly, or it's something that you gotta use a decoder ring to figure it out.
Drink more Ovaltine. What?
Hockey management games.
That would be like franchise hockey manager.
I'm not a big I'm not a management game guy at all anyway. I want to be on the field. I've played a handful of games where you try to run the team, and I don't have any fun with that. I want to play the game. I just play it somehow, be involved with it. I don't want to worry about signing guys and contracts, and that's not where I get my fun. And some people do, and that's fine if you do, because I know there's a ton of people that love that, whether it's OTP or franchise hockey manager or
Eastside is the other one.
Hockey manager is another one. And there's another one that just come out too. There's another hockey manager game that I saw on social media feed, and I forget but it was running teams. I don't like to run teams. I want to play with the players that I know, from the past. So I don't really have one. The only one I've really played is franchise hockey. So he's got some Apple football. Okay. Yeah, I'm the same way, PJ. I want to play, and I don't want to stumble through a game, and I don't want it to take me, too long to solve a play. Because that just takes you out of the game. It's like the last 2 minutes of a basketball game.
I don't mind taking time to set something up. I'll use the example of the Indy 500 race that I did the other day. I don't mind doing all the work to set that up. But once I start the actual game process, I want the game to go through. And so, and that's what happened.
Okay, so Chatter says that Oilers and Penguins came with the book. Okay. Yeah, and I couldn't, and it was confusing. Again, it just, some things spell out the games really well. And for all my problems with Hockey Blast, one of the things I liked is they spelled out the play pretty
You
well.
were always happy with the directions.
I was always having the directions, but I for some reason I just stumbled over Hockey Blast, and I don't know why. I just never got it to work for me. It could have been just, like I say, the wrong time to play a game. Maybe I was thinking it was a different than it was, but when I went back, for some reason it clicked. It's like, okay, if you have the puck and you win the matchup, you get the shot. If you have the puck and lose the matchup, the other team gets the puck. And for some reason, I wasn't getting that. What?
Cat claws in thin pants.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't know if you were all right.
I went
to
turn on the fan. It's a little warm in here, and so she's stretching out, and so you just saw that, and so her claws are promptly, not tugging my leg, but yes, thank you, darling, love you.
Yeah, and they're great if you like that stuff. I mean, if you love that, they are
for
good.
Fictional, I love OOTP for fictional because it's just like, okay, just set me up a world and we'll do it. But all right, now what are we doing? Are we gonna excuse me here while my diva decides to address her congregation? Would you like to say a few words? Would you like to say a few words?
If it pleases the court.
If it pleases the court, would you like to say a few? I'm doing a stream after this again too. It's the first of two for me tonight. Would you like?
Are you bored? Are you bored with this? Too fun.
May it please the court.
Yeah, I'm hoping a lot of people will help me out with the Apple Hockey. I don't want to just walk away from one. I like to try every hockey game, and I want to get it to go, and I want to get it to work. But and we'll talk about this in an upcoming show. When you're learning a game and you come out of the gate and you can't,
that's frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Yeah.
You feel defeated. You're like, man, I'm playing all these other games without a problem, and here I come into this one with a book in front of me and I'm reading how to do it.
Sage and Stinky say hi to you. Do you care?
There you go.
No, she doesn't care.
No, cats don't care.
I'm trying to figure out what she.
There was I saw a really funny on the on Facebook today. I think my brother might have posted it, and it goes, "How the world really ends," and it's a picture of the Kim Jong there in North Korea, right? And he's sitting at his desk and he's like writing something, and on the edge of his desk is a cat. Yeah, just like that, right?
Yep, exactly.
So on the edge of his desk is a cat, and there's the red button, and the cat's looking, and you can tell the cat's getting ready to smack the button. How the world really ends. Oh, it was hilarious if you're a cat fan.
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me. I thought the other.
I think I have the older rule book because the charts that Dave S has are huge. My book is small. I have a small book, so I think maybe that's the rule book that I have. But it was, I don't know. I'm gonna have to really get some hand holding.
How you doing, Jill?
Hi, Gilles.
The other
so
night, taping something. No, go ahead. Finish the story.
I was just saying, we're just saying, but I was just, Gilles, we were talking about some Apple Hockey and how I had all kinds of problems last night trying to get this game off the ground. So I'm going to need some hand holding to get this going.
Midlife has a good question for you.
All right. Did I play Nagamco Hockey? Simple, not for us, but accurate enough for one. You can find the form. No. I've heard the name before, and in fact, I think I saw it on, was it Board Game Geeks or something like that, or
and the baseball one with the discs.
What was it there, or was it on some? What's the Downey one that they have? Tabletop Sports. Tabletop Sports is whatever website that was. I think I've seen that there, and that you can play it. So, I think my book is 2009. I have this
Zarb too. If that's 2009,
I have the smaller book, and it just, it just had a hard time with it. I really did. So, but no, I've not played Nagamco Hockey. That's one of the few that I haven't played.
So I'm taping the other night, I'm doing something about simming, doing something for turbocharged, and I look up, and this big honking black fly flies in the room. And I'm going to myself as I'm trying not to lose concentration as I'm looking up over here.
It's so hot, is it? 'Cause, and they're huge, and you're like,
Well, this thing I could have had a conversation with. And the first thing I'm thinking to myself is, I hope the cat doesn't see it. I hope the cat doesn't see it, because there will be a chase and I can't defend myself. Obviously, when Emily gets that kind of excited. And she's come close to that, Mike. And so, of course, I hear the bell on the collar, and yep, she's seen it. And so I'm blabbing away, whatever I'm blabbing away about, and I'm looking, and she gets over here where my TV is, and she's looking like, uh-oh. Really, I'm going to have to send the wife to Best Buy to buy me a new TV, because this one's about to go ass over tea kettle, because she's about to knock it down. And she starts to climb on the TV set. I go, oh, no. And I don't know if I pause or just sit there and yell at her to get down. And she did, like, oh, that's just what I need, is to have Sarah come home, find a TV on the floor, find me all cut up because Emmy tried to chase us.
well, I mean, you could have just sent Sarah out night to Target and picked up a TV. They were free last night.
That's true. No, we don't do that in Vermont.
You guys didn't have riots last night?
Came close Saturday night, I guess.
Yeah.
And the police station's about a block and a half from here, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding. That
But
might not be a bad thing, because they might protect their area. You know what I mean? The areas that are not near the police
we
stations.
try to be peaceful. I mean, it is the People's Republic of Vermont, but
Yeah.
there's no real agitators. So,
Yeah.
but that's my last cat story, and I got to go in about 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, we can just wrap things up here in a few minutes. Yeah, I see so many people posting pictures of their cats laying on their games. In fact, even when I was doing like board games and stuff as a kid, the cat would lay right in the middle. Or if you're reading a newspaper or something.
Honestly, one of the reasons why I stopped buying baseball cards, because you got to take care of them, you got to sort them, make sure what you got. And the cat, the one I had before oh yeah, I don't care. What? You paid how much? Oh, good. Let me rip it for you. No. Were you busy doing something? Ignoring you is what I was doing. Oh yeah, you can't do that. They'll ignore you 22 hours a day, but that 5 minutes they want something from you.
Yeah.
Emily's a sweetheart, but yes, they can be. She's my diva.
Yeah. I got mouth number 1 over here. I think he's lonely.
I'm sure he is.
He's just been by my side no matter what I do. I take him for a walk. He comes home. He sleeps. If I go, usually after lunchtime, I'll crash and I'll just read something in bed. He's got to come with me and lay down. So, I think he's, I don't know if he's missing the dog or if he's just knows something's going on.
Presence. I mean, we talked about it the night that you came on after CJ died.
Wizard.
I'm sorry. Wizard.
CJ's still the one we have left.
Sorry.
Yeah.
When Wizard died, that they have such a presence in the house that when Bill died, we made it 4 or 5 days before we just couldn't take it anymore. And so I'm sure CJ's feeling the same thing. Something's not right.
Yeah. So, Gilles, that's what I did. I put out 1 line, and I was going to play the entire period with 1 line, and the first roll was a physical check, and I had no clue what to do. And it just, when I read the rule book, either I missed something or I didn't pick up on it, but nowhere did I read and did I understand where to look for a physical number check. I had to add up all the physical numbers. And then even if I found that, I had to go look at the total defensive numbers, and nowhere on a card could I find a defensive number. So I'm going to have somebody or find somewhere that tells me what the defensive number is, what it's called on the card, because it's called something different in the rule book and the chart. And what is the physical thing? Why they just couldn't have categories that like baseball, match up, book, card. Simple as that. If this is your fielding, it's fielding. It's not called arm strength or something. Why would you call it arm strength and then call it fielding on the card? So that's where I think my issue is I don't know where to look. I don't have my decoder ring on. So I got really, really just frustrated. It's like, okay, I have no idea what to do. So I'm going to go on to something I know how to play. And then when people figure it out, yeah. And, kind of sort of, I played, I guess I might do that video tonight, the recap of the that baseball series. That was fun. 1980 baseball series, Strat Basic. 7 games. Oh my gosh, that was such a classic baseball series that I had. It went down to the last inning of the 7th game. I mean, what more could you ask for? Couldn't ask for anything more. Right down to the wire. All 7 games. KC's down 3-1, and they battle back to a game 7. And there was three times in that series that the bottom of the 9th, the game still wasn't decided. I think there was one blowout. One of the games, KC got 19 hits. It was unbelievable, which was weird because the first few games they were getting 4 and 5 hits total. There was no hitting in the first couple of games, and then they opened it up. I'll never forget that series that I played that. That was so good. So I need to do a recap on that. That would be kind of fun. I have it all set to go, too. It's just a matter of recording it. But I just been outside. The weather's been so nice. I've been outside.
Yeah, and that's been nice, too.
I don't want to come down here. In fact, this is the first time I've been downstairs all day here in my office was just for the show. Is I really just wanted to stay upstairs and be outside and be in the sun and do things like that.
Hockey Bones is face-off hockey. Repack.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I heard, yeah. I have it, and I read the rule book on Hockey Bones, and that's another one I'm going to need some help on.
Yeah, that's algebraic equations, I think. And
it was a lot of symbols, and a lot of this is, and I heard statistically it's an unbelievably accurate game. But again, me myself knowing what I enjoy playing and what I can get the flow, that's going to be a lot of algebra for me and a lot of math. And it's just maybe it's like anything else. Once you get the hang of it, but do I really want to learn a whole new language to play that game? And right now the answer is no.
Now I like that strat hockey, but to each their own,
Yeah. Yep. I got the strat hockey to flow. And it's just, you flip it over. Okay. It goes to the left defenseman. Left defenseman's got it. What passing K is, a scoring chance. He takes the shot. I mean, I got that to flow pretty well.
I gotta say, those 81, 82 Islanders are fun to play.
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh my God, is that so much fun to play? Who we beating up on tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, Avs Devils. That was a good series. Ray Bork. Not sure which game he was talking. Was he talking about?
I believe he was talking about the face-off or Hockey Bones.
Okay, we were talking about a couple different games here. Yeah, I set it up and tried to play it like I normally do. And that's one thing we'll talk about in one of the upcoming shows. Is that I just laid out the 5 starters. I didn't worry about line changes. I like to just play a couple of rounds, see if I can get it to go. And I just couldn't figure it out. It's just like, I read the directions and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a big deal. So,
yeah,
I enjoyed the strat. I might pull out some of that tonight and play some of that. That was fun.
I'm gonna run here.
Okay.
Because I got
yeah, we're gonna jump out here in a minute because I'm gonna go do some things myself tonight. But yeah, I never really got off the ground with Hockey Bones. I read it and the manual was thick and it just so much going on. Yeah, it was. And don't get me wrong, that's a credit.
We talked about, we did a show on that. How real is too real?
That's a credit to them for such a detailed hockey game. And if you are into that, it's probably unbelievable. Me, as someone fairly new that's still enjoying the basic game mode and having fun just playing these things, I don't need that yet. Maybe someday I'll be like, oh, this is the best game ever. But
when you find a game that you just kind of fall in love with, I mean, there's no such thing as the perfect game engine, okay? But when you decide you actually want to do that Bruins replay or whatever, that's that's when you find the game to do that with. It's like dating all the girls you want in high school, but by the time that you can only take one to the prom.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can. So yeah, Steve, doing the Red Sox and the Rangers in about 15 minutes.
Yep. So
start by
Ron's
Sunday.
going to be on Twitch tonight. Yeah, Jules, I'm going to have to just figure it out. I'm going to have to watch some videos or get some help, or maybe some people post some things, but I couldn't make heads or tails, and I just get on the first roll of the game, and first roll of the game goes bad. That's not a good sign. It's kind of like when you're reading a book and right off the bat, there's 4 or 5 words that you have to go look up in a dictionary. Okay, what the hell does this word mean? It's like, is this how this rest of this book's going to be? That I'm going to have to go to a dictionary to determine?
Of all the skullduggery, it was ubiquitous that he figured out.
Exactly. Yes, I heard that statistically, if I can say that word, it is fantastic.
When are we doing this again?
I'm not sure. And he is cranking out new seasons. He is all the time. And that's good for him. It's good for him.
Right. And if you love the game, it's great that he's coming out with it because, So
Monday Night Baseball with the ABC banner. So we're going to jump out here so Ron can do his, I can even deal with typos unless they're like, there's a couple of quick play games that were like, okay, take this number, divide by 2, and then round down. And when you continue to, you weren't supposed to round down to a whole number. You were supposed to use a decimal point. So there's been some glaring instruction problems I've read.
That's more of a language issue because the author of that's native language is in English.
Maybe, yeah. But I mean, you figure it out. You're like, okay, this doesn't make sense. So yeah, you're back there. So So Bones is another one down the line. Appa, I think I'm going to have some people help me out with that. Maybe we can chip away on that and get that to work. I have no doubt that I could figure it out with some help, but it's just one of these things. I'm not going to sit there and bang my head on it because I didn't know what to do for the first roll of the game, a physical check. No clue what to do, so I had to put it away. So now I'll get some help to figure out where I look. I guess it's just where do I look on the card, and I wasn't getting that from what I read in the instructions. So. Anyway, so that is that. So we're going to jump out here so Ron can set up and play a baseball game.
You give me a hard time about that. I've done a football game and a hockey game. Stifle, Edith. Just stifle.
I think I'm going to go set up and play some Strat hockey on the table. I usually play it on the helper. I'm going to play it on the table, I think. So I'm going to go play some Strat tonight. I'll have your baseball game on in the background. I might have the sound muted, but I'll have it on anyway.
Of course you would. That's because that's you.
And
rat bastard.
Yeah. So, and Bones doesn't have breakaways. Oh well.
Really? How can you not have breakaways?
Yeah. Even what's his name? The Hockey Blast has the breakaways.
Oh, yeah,
they're not true breakaways though. It's just like an instant scoring chance in the whole bit. So maybe I'll play some Blast tonight. Maybe I'll go back to Blast and try to get that rolling again. Now that I got 2 seasons, I got the 84-85 season. So I have some good teams to play. So I'll do that. But I like to play the medium and the bottom teams too, because if you're always playing the better teams and whatever. So, all right, we're going to sign out here. One last comment here. Yeah. Yep. See, I'm not a fan of the Appa cards. I just not a fan.
No,
of
you weren't the baseball either, but that's all right.
No, the baseball. But the actually the Strat does a nice job keeping the game flowing, and it's pretty quick. So, but I will stick with the Appa. I'll just have to get some help and try to get over the hump, I guess, is what I'll try to do. So, all right, I'm Dave, and that's Ron. We're gonna jump out here. Ron's got some baseball coming up.
Red Sox Rangers next.
Oh, it's the Red Sox. Oh, good. No, I'll
them again.
So if I'm in the chat room being sarcastic, it means I'm in the chat room being sarcastic. So,
all right,
so, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Let me see. I'm not sure when we're back here this week. We still haven't put up figured out a schedule yet. We're still kind of up in the air. Although this might be a weird month because I might be going back to work at some point. There's rumblings, but who knows what's going on in the world nowadays. So we'll catch everybody later. Thanks for tuning in to our Monday night support chat. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, don't do that.